2 GB of RAM, and one of the other thing that we also have here is that it's expandable with up to 128 gigabytes with an SD card slot. We'll go ahead and put the unit itself here. The one thing that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, this is a 5.5-inch 1080p, full 1080p display. It's an IPS LCD display that has the ability of going obviously up to 401 ppi. And we have this here with up to 10-point multi-touch, of course, since now we have a lot of different things that are going for us. We're going to go ahead and take out the device itself. I'm going to show you guys real quick some information on the back. We'll go ahead and put it down here. The first thing we're going to notice right here is that we have the volume rocker keys on the right side, the power key on the bottom. The fingerprint sensor is in the middle right here, so that basically gives us the ability of unlocking the device and using different shortcuts as they show. 13 megapixel sensor on the front and the back with an LED flash. It does support 2 SIM cards. That's one of the main benefits of this device. This is a US-based device that now will give us the ability of using dual SIM card and getting dual LTE bands for multiple SIM cards, as well as the ability of expanding our storage to 128 gigabytes. We'll go ahead and take out the sticker itself. And this is going to unveil for us here right away that this is a very nice unibody metal construction. We'll go ahead and take out the device real quick for you guys. Overall, really, really very nice. It feels great and solid in the hand. The fingerprint sensor, of course, is positioned in the right spot where you'd be able to basically unlock the device using it. It's a 5.5-inch display. It does look like it comes with a screen protector, because I can see, I'm not sure if I can put it here, you can see it basically around the sensors in the front. And then we do have basically a front-facing speaker on the top, for the headset. And then we have the sensors as well as the front-facing camera, which is a 5-megapixel camera in the front. In the back, again, all we have is the nice metal bottom construction, and on the bottom, what seems to be dual stereo speakers, and we'll have to get a chance to check that out. And it still looks like it's using a micro USB charger on the bottom unit itself. Let's go ahead and power it up for the first time, and then I'll go ahead and put it on the side. It vibrated a little bit, so okay, we definitely have juice. It says Honor for the Brave, of course, and it is powered by Android. And we'll go ahead and just look real quick and see what we have in the box. Looks like we have the SIM removal tool, and let's check here. Historically, if I'm not mistaken, there's nothing here. It looks like they basically just gave us the SIM removal tool. We'll put that on the side. We have the cable, the micro USB cable charger that we'll be able to use. It did boot up right away. And then we do have a US-based plug thing. So turning on the device itself, looks like we right out of the box we can see here that we have the Google Play services put into the actual device itself. You have a Google folder that we're able to swipe through. Looks like all the services are added. We'll notice that the interface at the bottom we have the home, multitask, recent app, and of course as the back button. They look closer to stock, but I can notice here once I hit the multitask that it's actually a very different UI. It's more of a card-based UI that you're able to basically interface with and then alleviate the task itself. The OS that's running on this is Android 5.1. Basically, it's still Lollipop, but it is up to date as far as the security patches as in the beginning of December, I think. That's what they told us. Again, as we notice here, it's a 1080p display, 1080 by 1920. Yeah, Android 5.1 and updated with the security patch as of December 1st, 2015. So we notice we do have Play Store, we have the Google search bar, time and date, of course. The notification panel is a little bit different. We have notifications, which is on one side, and then you swipe to the right to get your actual shortcuts. Swiping from the bottom up, you don't have any options here, but if we lock the device, unlock it, swiping from the bottom up gives us access to quick shortcuts as far as media, so we can actually listen to voicemail using calculator, flash. Of course, we can launch the camera straight from here, which takes us straight into the actual unit itself. And we'll get into the camera in a second. Overall, this is basically the same UI that we're used to seeing with the Emotion type UI with other devices similar to this. There is no app drawer. You'll notice that basically everything is on the home screen and you can organize them and get them in. The one thing I did like about this is if you do press and hold your Recents app, it does a switch back. So it reverts back to the last thing you were doing. So you can do reverse back and it goes back to the camera. It keeps going to the last thing that was in the actual UI. So if I press it once, I'll notice these two are there. I can either swipe them one at a time, or if I swipe from the bottom up, it refreshes and it removes all of them. So let's go ahead. It actually goes back, but not an issue. But you can also swipe them one at a time. Very nice, very simple. I like the setup as far as overall how the device was very responsive. This is running a Snapdragon 615 processor. So that's one of those things you want to be aware of. It's an octa-core 64-bit processor. It's basically clocked in at 1.2 up to 1.5 gigahertz for the CPU speed. The quick thing we're going to go through here is with the camera itself. We have a standardized reference here. We can also, of course, switch to the front. Sorry, excuse the lighting here. We're going to revert back. So, but you can see here that the camera itself does work. It has the different options between beauty, food options, video, time-lapse. They did also explain that it also does end up doing time-lapse. And basically that's one of those things, and even slow-mo images or videos. We have the ability to go into the settings real quick. Panorama HDR, of course, is built in, burst shot, watermark, as well as slow-mo, and of course audio mode only. Very nice device. Look forward to the review that's going to be coming out in about a week or so. I'm going to basically definitely test it out, put in a couple of SIM cards in here, see how this performs.